The number of senior citizens engaged in economic activities reached an all-time high this year, driven by a growing workforce in the healthcare and social welfare service sector, according to data compiled by Statistics Korea.
통계청 집계 결과 고령층 경제활동 인구가 올해 역대 최고치를 기록한 가운데 이중 보건 및 사회복지 서비스 분야의 취업자 수가 늘어나고 있는 것으로 조사됐습니다. Tell us more.
Yeah, the country's 16.44 million people aged from 55 to 79, 60.9% were economically active as of May, which is up 0.3 percentage points from a year earlier, according to data. And the figure also encompasses the currently employed as well as those actively seeking to land a job. So it's not just those who are working, but those who want to work as well.
Yeah, definitely. 55세에서 79세 사이 인구의 약 61% 정도가 지금 경제활동을 하고 있군요. So that's quite a lot of people over the age of 50, just under the age of 80, working. And then it says in the headline that there's a lot of them are in the healthcare industry and the social welfare service sector as well. So let's have a look at two expressions here. The first one is to be engaged in something.
If you're engaged in something, then you're actively involved in something. When we think about getting married, you get engaged first.
Yeah.
And then, perhaps shortly after, you might get married. So engaged, you're involved with this person. You have an official relationship. You're not actually married yet, but it's like you're set to get married. You're about to be involved in this officially. So yeah, when you are engaged in something, then you're kind of connected, you're active, you're involved.
Yeah. Your phone could be engaged, I think. Is that an expression you use?
If it's connected.
Yeah,
yep.
yeah.
If it's connected to a network of some sort, if it doesn't have a chip, let's say, or you go to another country, or if it doesn't work, then it's not engaged.
Right.
So
E-N-G-A-G-E-D, engaged. 보통은 약혼을 한다라는 의미로 많이 쓰긴 해요. 아까 engagement가 바로 그런 거겠죠. 결혼하기 전에 약혼하는 것을 be engaged to someone. 그런데 이 engaged라는 단어의 뜻을 보게 되면은 involved in something, 무언가와 이제 관련이 돼 있다, 참여를 하고 있다라는 뜻이 있어서 이 사람의 인생에 내가 참여를 하게 되는 느낌인가 봐요. Maybe that's why they call it an engagement.
Yeah.
Because you're really heavily involved in this person's life now. You're going to be married to them. 근데 여기서는요. People who are engaged in economic activities, 경제 활동에 참여하고 있는 그런 고령층을 얘기하고 있습니다.
Yeah, you also do hear it a lot in the news when it comes to like warfare and stuff like that. They're engaged in a battle, they're engaged in a war. They're both participating in a battle against each other.
Yeah.
So yeah, you will hear it in the news quite a bit in those circumstances as well.
Definitely. And what about social welfare service sector?
Let's look at social welfare first.
Okay.
So social, you kind of think of how people live and how people interact with each other. And welfare is, how well you are doing. Are you in good conditions or poor conditions?
Yeah.
So social welfare, you're kind of thinking of how people are living and ideally in a good way. You're trying to help people to live in better conditions. So in the service sector, we're talking about helping other people or serving other people. Like things that are part of the service sector could be, things like restaurant servers. It could be things that in the hotel industry where you're helping customers and stuff like that. But it can also be, as here, social welfare services. It could be medical services like nurses or people just taking care of others that might be elderly or need extra care attention.
Yeah. Social welfare, 사회복지, and service sector, 서비스 분야. So we're talking about 사회복지 서비스 분야 and also healthcare as well. 그러면 이제 보건 분야가 되겠죠. 이런 분야에 취업자 수가 계속해서 늘고 있다고 합니다. 고령층 사이에서요.
I think the feeling that I get is perhaps like some of the
The caregivers,
yeah, caregivers of
Yeah.
elderly people.
I would imagine.
There's certain
Yeah.
places that elderly people go and receive help and service, and I think that's probably what they're talking about.
Yeah, because 55 to 79 in today's world is not considered old. So they could take care of people who are over 80.
Yes.
And, they're still able-bodied and, I'm sure they could be economically active for many more decades from the age of 55.
Probably have good conversations with their clientele as well,
Yeah,
as they
because
can
they can
relate.
connect.
Yeah,
Yes,
relate
that's
to one
right.
another.
That is absolutely true because most jobs, they require you to retire around the age of sort of like 55 to 60, depending on your job. So you retire from one job, but then you get another one and you can relate to people who are older than you, but still be really good at your job. So this would be perfect, I think. All right, well, here's the headline one more time. The number of senior citizens engaged in economic activities reached an all-time high this year, driven by a growing workforce in the healthcare and social welfare service sector, according to data compiled by Statistics Korea. Here's headline number 2.